Running a Fever, episode 386, Living to 100 and Beyond, 2025. Welcome to Running a Fever. This is Michael Davis. Running a Fever is a podcast about fitness, diet, and medicine. My goal is to live a long, healthy, happy, active life, right up to the very end. And I want to do that by loving my life enough to make it last as long as possible. And now it's time for the perennial favorite top 10 list of the oldest people ever. Actually, I'm a little surprised to realize that I didn't actually do one of these in 2024. So I'm sure anticipation for this episode is running very high. Living to be 100 is still very rare, but according to a 2024 estimate by the United Nations, there are 722,000 centenarians around the world. A centenarian is a person who lives to be 100 years old or more, and that number is growing fast. It is a huge 22% increase from 2023. A 2024 estimate by Pew Research says there were 0.03% of us over the age of 100. It's a fast-growing group. So, how much of this really applies to us? I hope it applies to me, but I don't really know. Right now, there's no formula for living to 100, just not enough data. Not enough people live that old to ask and find out the information. So the people on this list are those for which there is documented proof of their age. I'll give you the whole list in countdown fashion, as always, and the changes since last year to our list of supercentenarians. Supercentenarians are people who have lived longer than 110 years, which includes everyone on this top 10 list. Dropping from number 9 to number 10 on the list is Japanese citizen Chiyo Miyako, thanks to a new entry in the top 10, more on that later. Chiyo lived from 1901 to 2018, a total of 117 years, 81 days. Emma Morano of Italy moves to number 9 with 118 years, 137 days. She lived from 1899 to 2017, so she lived in 3 different centuries. If the suspense is killing you now, you can relax. It's over. Coming in at number 8 and new to the top 10 list this year is Maria Brañas. I just met a girl named Maria. She's a citizen of the United States and Spain. She was born in 1907 and died very recently in August of 2024. She earned her seat by living 117 years, 168 days. Still at number 7, Violet Brown from Jamaica, who lived from 1900 to 2017, 117 years, 189 days. She was the only Jamaican on this list. Number 6 from Canada is Maria Louise Milieu, lived to the age of 117 years, 230 days, from 1880 to 1998. 5th on the list is Nabi Tajima, the second oldest Japanese person ever, 1900 to 2018, 117 years, 260 days. Lucille Randon remained at number 4, the second oldest French woman ever. Born in 1904 and dying in 2023, Lucille lived to be 118 years, 314 days. Coming in at number 3 is American Sarah Naus, who lived from 1880 to 1999. She reached the age of 119 years, 97 days. She's the only American on the list except for Maria Brañas, who has dual citizenship, or had dual citizenship in the U.S. and Spain. Kane Tanaka is second on the list. She lived 119 years, 107 days, from 1903 to 2022. She's one of only 3 people in the 119 club. And the all-time oldest person is the same it has been since 1988, Jeanne Calment of France. She lived from 1875 to 1997, 122 years, 164 days. Formerly number 10 and dropping off the list this year is Delphia Welford of the United States. Her 117 years and 66 days lived from 1875 to 1992 were not enough to keep her in the top 10 club. Because of documentation, she spent 1 year on the list. These are all women, of course. No man has made it in the top 10, at least not recently. The oldest man is Japan's Jiroman Kimura, who lived to the age of 116 years, 54 days. The oldest living person as of this writing is Japan resident Tomiko Ituka, who was born in 1908 and is currently number 22 on the all-time list with 116 years, 122 days. The oldest living man as of this writing is now John Tenniswood, who is 112 years, 27 days. He's currently still going strong and has reached number 63 on the all-time longest-lived men list. Now, whenever a new person joins the list, I do a more detailed biography. So you can look for past episodes in which I featured everyone on this list right now, except for newcomer Maria Branyas, and stay tuned as she'll have her own episode next week. Check out the show notes at runningafever.com/386, where I provide links to all these old episodes featuring the longest-lived people. Well, that's the list. It's so inspiring to see that it's possible to live to a long, advanced age, and it gives us motivation as we look to achieve our goal of living a long, happy, healthy, active life. So remember, if you've got the fever, keep it burning, and if you don't, catch the fever. And I will talk to you next time on Running the Fever.